in the heart of the North Pole, where the air hums with festive magic and the snow glistens like a million tiny diamonds, lived an elf named Sparkle. Now, Sparkle wasn't just any elf. He was the chief cheer officer of Santa's workshop. His laughter was the secret ingredient that made the toys glow. His songs powered the wrapping paper machines, and his smile could make even the grumpiest reindeer feel jolly. But one cold December morning, something was very, very wrong. Sparkle woke up feeling strange. He sat on the edge of his tiny bed, his pointy ears drooping. He tried to hum his favorite carol, Jingle Bells, but the notes fell flat, like soggy gingerbread. He looked in the mirror, hoping to see his usual bright, twinkling eyes, but they were as dull as charcoal. The little bell on his hat, which usually chimed with every cheerful bounce, was completely silent. He poked it. Nothing. He shook his head. Still nothing. His Christmas cheer was gone. He trudged out of his room and into the bustling workshop, a place usually filled with the sound of happy hammering and joyful singing. But today, a strange quiet hung in the air. The other elves, busy painting toy soldiers and stitching doll dresses, moved slowly, their faces long and worried. An elf named Twinkle rushed over to him, her brow furrowed. "Sparkle, what's happening?" "The toys. They've stopped glowing." Sparkle looked around and gasped. It was true. The rows of beautiful, handcrafted Toys the Race cars, the teddy bears, the spinning tops were all dark and lifeless. The vibrant reds, greens, and golds seemed muted. Even the workshop lights, usually as bright as the Star of Bethlehem, had dimmed to a faint flicker, casting long, sad shadows across the room. The entire magical production line had ground to a halt. Panic began to bubble among the elves. Christmas was just around the corner. Without the glowing toys, how would Santa deliver joy to all the children of the world? The weight of it all fell squarely on Sparkle's little shoulders. His missing cheer wasn't just his problem. It was a North Pole crisis. The head elf Barnaby, a serious fellow with spectacles perched on his nose, escorted Sparkle to the one place everyone went when things got truly serious: Santa's office. The room was warm and cozy, filled with the scent of pine needles and peppermint. Santa Claus sat behind his enormous wooden desk, looking over his long, long list. He looked up as Sparkle entered, his kind eyes full of concern. "Sparkle, my boy," he said, his voice a deep, gentle rumble. "Barnaby tells me your cheer has gone on vacation." Sparkle nodded miserably, the silent bell on his hat a constant reminder of his failure. "I don't know what happened, Santa," he whispered. "I woke up, and it was just gone." Santa leaned forward, his big white beard tickling the top of his desk. "Christmas cheer is a powerful, mysterious thing. Sparkle is the very heart of what we do here. Without it, the magic fades." He stood up and walked around the desk, placing a comforting hand on Sparkle's shoulder. "But it's never truly lost. Sometimes you just have to go and find it. Sparkle, you must find your cheer. Christmas depends on it. With Santa's words echoing in his ears, Sparkle knew what he had to do. He bundled up in his warmest coat, pulled on his sturdiest boots, and set off on a quest. His first stop was the legendary candy cane forest. The trees, with their red and white striped bark, towered high into the sky, their branches dripping with sweet, sticky peppermint sap. He remembered how he used to love sliding down the giant candy canes, his laughter echoing through the sugary woods. He took a deep breath, hoping the sweet air would reignite his spirit. He licked a branch. It was sweet, yes, but it didn't spark any joy. He sat on a marshmallow toadstool and tried to remember a happy thought, but his mind was as blank as a fresh sheet of snow. The forest was beautiful, but it held no answers. Nothing. Feeling more dejected than ever, he continued his journey until he reached Gingerbread Village. The little houses, with their gumdrop buttons and frosting roofs, were usually a hub of happy activity. He approached a group of gingerbread people who were decorating a cookie fence with icing. "Excuse me," Sparkle said politely. "Have you seen my Christmas cheer? It's about this tall and it jingles." The gingerbread man, with his raisin eyes, just shook his crumbly head. "Sorry, little elf," he said. "Haven't seen any spare cheer around here. We're too busy getting ready for the big day." The gingerbread woman next to him offered Sparkle a cookie shaped like a star. He took a bite. It was delicious, spiced with cinnamon and ginger, but it didn't warm his heart. His shoulders slumped. Still nothing. He was about to give up and head back to the workshop in defeat when he heard a small, sad sound. Huddled by the side of the snowy path was a little girl, no older than 7, her face streaked with tears. In her lap was a beautiful wooden reindeer, but one of its antlers was snapped clean off. Her little shoulders shook with sobs. "My papa made him for me," she cried. "Now he's broken forever." Sparkle's own problems suddenly felt very small. He forgot all about his lost cheer and his important mission. He knelt beside the little girl. "Hey now," he said softly. "Nothing is broken forever." He gently took the wooden reindeer from her. From his pocket, he pulled out his tiny elf talkative gift every workshop elf carried. It wasn't powered by cheer, but by skill and care. With a dab of pine sap glue and a careful touch, he reattached the broken antler. He then took out a small polishing cloth and buffed the reindeer until it shone like new. It took concentration and kindness, a focus on making something right for someone else. He wasn't thinking about himself at all. He was just thinking about the little girl's sad face and how he could make it happy again. He handed the fixed reindeer back to her. Her eyes widened, and a huge, brilliant smile spread across her face. She hugged the toy tightly. "Oh, thank you, thank you." She squealed with delight, jumping up and down, and at that exact moment, something amazing happened. A warm feeling started in Sparkle's toes and fizzed all the way up to the tip of his hat. Suddenly, spark. A bright golden light burst from his chest, and the little bell on his hat let out a loud, clear, joyful jingle. He could feel it, the warmth, the laughter, the pure, bubbling happiness. His Christmas cheer was back, stronger and brighter than ever before. He laughed, a real, hearty belly laugh that sent echoes through the snow. The little girl giggled with him, her happiness infectious. As he waved goodbye and started his journey back to the North Pole, he felt lighter than air, practically bouncing with every step. The world seemed more colorful, the snow sparkled brighter, and the air smelled of hope and joy. He finally understood. Santa was right. Cheer isn't something you find under a rock or in a forest. It isn't something you can take for yourself. As Sparkle burst back into the workshop, a wave of golden light radiated from him. The dim lights flared back to their full, brilliant glory. The toys on the conveyor belts began to glow with an inner magic, and a collective cheer erupted from the other elves. The hum of the workshop returned, louder and more joyous than before. Sparkle had learned the great truth of the North Pole, the secret ingredient that Santa had known all along. Christmas cheer isn't about what you get. It's a magic that grows when you give it away. It's found not in searching for your own happiness, but in the kindness you show to others. And that, he realized, was the greatest Christmas gift of all. Thank you so much for watching our Christmas story. If you enjoyed Sparkle's adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more magical tales. We wish you a very Merry Christmas filled with kindness and cheer. See you next time.